Hello, and thank you for joining us. What wasn't rare was the content, the remarks President Trump delivered Friday. What was unique was the venue, the Department of Justice. In an hour-long speech, the president railed against the Biden administration, Democrats, drug cartels, and the media. He praised his own appointees, including Judge Aileen Cannon, who oversaw his classified documents case and ultimately dismissed it. The classified documents case was one of two criminal cases the DOJ brought against Trump. The other accused him of a scheme to overturn the 2020 election. Special counsel Jack Smith, who prosecuted both cases, dropped the charges in the lead up to Inauguration Day. Here's some of what we heard from President Trump Friday.
We will rebuild pride in our institutions. We will restore the prestige of this great department, and we will bring back faith in our justice system for the citizens of every race, religion, color, and creed. And I want to just tell you that this has been a great honor. I was asked to do it, and I said, is it appropriate that I do it? And then I realized it's not only appropriate, I think it's really important.
This was the first appearance by a sitting president at the DOJ in 10 years. The last time was under different circumstances. Former President Obama in 2015 paying tribute to his outgoing Attorney General Eric Holder, not laying out a vision for the agency. CBS News senior White House correspondent Weijia Jiang joins us now. Weijia, the president told those in the room he wanted to turn the page on 4 years of corruption, restore equal and impartial justice, and demand accountability for wrongs that have occurred. What stood out to you from the president's remarks, and how were they received?
Well, President Trump, I think you laid out, Lindsay, why this was jarring because of this setting, because previous White Houses have gone to such great lengths to put distance between themselves and the Department of Justice because they do not want any appearance of influence on the cases that the DOJ takes up, because they don't want even the perception that they are trying to change the way a case could be investigated and ultimately ruled upon. But certainly in this case, the president took a very different approach. And to your point, these are all things that are not surprising if we hear them on the campaign trail, which we did quite frequently. But here he is with the Department of Justice logo right behind him, talking about how his court opponents are scum and prosecutors are deranged and judges are corrupt. So, Lindsay, I think, he obviously knew that this was going to be the venue, and he was very pointed about the message that he wanted to deliver, which was basically, watch out, we are going to come after you if you are a political rival, especially if you were involved in those cases against him in the DOJ.
How has the president already made his mark on the DOJ in just his first 7 weeks of his second term?
Well, who could forget one of his first moves was pardoning everybody involved in the cases that unfolded after January 6th. He also installed loyalists, fierce loyalists, not only Pam Bondi to be the Attorney General, but Kash Patel as the FBI director, and Dan Bongino, who, was a podcaster and social media influencer before he became Patel's deputy. So that really matters, Lindsay, because, that's the power that the president does have to put people in place to carry out the work that, in this case, he sees fit, even though previously, again, presidents have been so careful not to dictate or even suggest what the work ought to be from the Department of Justice.
Weijia, what can you tell us about Attorney General Bondi forming a team within the DOJ to work with Elon Musk's Department of Government Efficiency?
Well, we can confirm that she has done that, and it will be made up of DOJ officials as well as DOJ officials, really with the same goal that DOJ has already made so explicitly clear, identify cost-cutting measures. And so we anticipate there will be more job cuts to come at the DOJ.
Weijia Jiang, thank you.
Sure.